Flux is starting to come into this black triangle that I drew in my last analysis, which was here. I thought, yeah, it's going to hop along this origin line. And for any new viewers, if you haven't seen origin lines before, be amazed how beautiful that is. And you would hit the like button and subscribe and hit all alerts as well, so you can stay in the know on your favorite altcoin prices and learn how to chart a little bit better too, because I do things a lot significantly differently than almost anybody else you'll ever see. And those lines I call origin lines, and you only find them on my channel. Okay. So the trigger points to the downside are going to be more complicated than ones to the upside. So let's do the downside first. Again, this is on one of those origin lines, right? I just zoomed out and showed you all of them, so it's sitting on one. It looks like it's going to keep riding it. If it takes a dive below the origin line, it's not necessary. It usually is kind of a death sentence, but there will be buyers stepping in to defend the micro formation here, or the midterm time frame formation. They're going to see it as an inverse head and shoulders. And because, let me go to the hour. Yeah, that's a lot better. So from the middle, it can go sideways till about here before it has to really start moving. That's soon. It might not stay in that triangle for very long. Yeah, I think that formation's going to trump that triangle. Yeah, this is actually ready to move in the next day and a half. So before Friday's closure, I would say it's going to prepare. It's going to be closer to this line or closer to this line, ready to move. And it could move over the weekend. Or that might be why it gets stuck in here for a little longer, to get through the weekend. So, but according to the rules of this shape, it really should take off tomorrow. So if it decides to come down and start dropping, just realize that even though that's a big line to be dropping off of, because it's an origin line, but I think most people trading this are retail traders. They're going to be looking at this support of the W, and that would be bought up. So if you're trying to short this, just realize that, yeah, maybe that's a tradable move. And I mean, it's 4.5%. But maybe a better play would be let it fall out, then get it retested, which would be actually at a better short, because this is an ascending line. So if it drops from here, goes down, then touches it again, it'll be higher, right? So you'd prefer to short when it's higher up and at a safer time to short, because if it does that, gets rejected the second pass, that's when it would fall below there. That it would not be defended again. So that's how I would play short on this. To the upside, it's got an obvious trigger. Yeah, the upside's going to be easy peasy. And then it can really take off. So knowing how this sucker moves, it would probably hit this wick right here at minimum. It might slow down at this wick, but I don't know. It might hesitate there. And so I would usually use this wick and this wick as another horizontal, because they align almost perfectly. But if that happens, this one will probably hit the origin line because it's so close. So if it does end up coming here, it's actually coming up here. It'll go past this and then come below it. That's just how price moves when there are two obvious supports or two obvious resistances. It touches the second one, and on the way down too. So if there was like a support here and price came down, it would hit the ascending one just a little lower than bounce. Yeah, and 47.60 is your trigger. That's when it'll start accelerating. I could see it hesitate here, but honestly, I think it would go past it. This looks like it's put in a lot of time, so this could be a good move to the upside. 22% move from current price with a super obvious threshold. And a point where you give up on a long. If this starts breaking down, it's very likely going to come down here, then use this as resistance. So those are all the exact pivot points. This is a really clean chart right now. This would be a good one to practice with if you're new. It's as clear as day. There we go. There's FLUX.